It could be for anyone, but perhaps I'll start it with Mr. Tarantino and Mr. Pitt. Tarantino because he made the movie, and Pitt because he is the main bastard and the avenging angel. And I'm wondering if this is a Jewish revenge fantasy made with a lot of comedy.
Yeah, that wouldn't be exactly how I would define it 100%. I think yeah, you can definitely say that 100. Yeah, you can definitely say that, and it works completely as that way. That wouldn't be the section of the video store maybe I would put it in. But you know, it's funny. People have come up to me a lot and they've asked me like, is it a fairy tale? Is it a Jewish wish fulfillment fantasy, or just a wish fulfillment fantasy anyway? And well, there are aspects of that. All right, but to me, more than anything else, is it's you know exactly the way I look at it is my characters changed the outcome of the war. Now, that didn't happen because my characters didn't exist. But if they had have existed, if there had been a Friedrich Zoller who did what he did, Goebbels very well might have made a movie about it, because he did make a movie in the vein of this at that time of the war, and if that had happened, everything that happens later in the movie is plausible. All right, and so that's kind of where I'm coming from.
And Mr. Pitt, as the avenging angel? Yes. Elaborate. How do you see that particular part of the energy in the film?
Well, you know, first of all, it's definitely outrageous, which I'm always game for. But you know, more than that, I appreciate the international cast, the international, bringing all these people from different countries. That was true to the languages, the respective languages. You cast Germans for Germans, French for French, Americans for Americans, so on and so forth. And Canadians for British. Yeah. But I get my point. And it was just a great camaraderie. And I got to say, none of us have seen the film yet. Quentin's kept it under wraps, under the golden curtain. So it's going to be really nice for us to all see it together tonight. All we know is, you know, we wrapped it 3 months ago, and we shot our respective parts, and suddenly we are.
I can say that being Jewish, that this is definitely for me, it's like kosher porn. It's something I have fantasized about since I was a very young child. And it really was like I performed the sex scene when I beat that guy to death, and the blood spreading. Well, you get the idea.
Question over there. Peter Paul, German television. Part question to Mr. Tarantino. The first part is about, I read that you mentioned without Christoph Waltz you couldn't be able to make the film. Could you tell us why that was and what impressed you about him?
Yeah. Well, the situation was this, is I realized I was writing a pretty impressive character fairly early on, and I was still dealing with pen and paper when it came to Colonel Hans Landa. And one of the things about the character is the fact that he's a linguistic genius. It is just simply one of the aspects about the character. And I knew that whatever actor I cast to play this has to be as much of a linguistic genius as Landa is, or else he would never come off the page. He would be trapped on the page. An actor could do the best job they could try, but if they just didn't have that in as part of their character, it just wouldn't work. He would never be what he was on the page. So, having said that, I think I was quite rightfully proud of that character. So I started casting actors in Germany, and I wasn't finding anybody who quite had everything that I needed 100%. You know, they could do the poetry in this language, they couldn't do the poetry in that language. They could do the poetry in this language, but not in that language. And he had to be able to say the poetry in every language. And I literally had a moment where I didn't think I was going to find it. And I told the producers and said, look, if we can't find the right Landa, I'd rather just publish the script and do something else. And if I'm going to pull the plug, I was financing the movie by that, we were going to get our cash flow money on like Friday. This was Monday. And I go, if I'm going to pull the plug, I got to pull it now this week while it's still only my money involved. And so I go, if we don't find them, I'm pulling the plug on Thursday. And we're just going to publish the script, and that's going to be it. And the producers, Lawrence and everybody, they were very cool about it. They didn't overreact. They go, well, then you know what? Here's the deal. Then we just spend, this week is just lawned up. And I can just tell you the day that Christoph came, walked in the room, sat down, and read 2 scenes. I remember thinking, and Lawrence was sitting right next to me, and go,